siguro man siguro makalimot nato anang panahon na kay kitang tanan murag na alerto sa mga paghitabo. Dayon, grabe ang sakripisyo sa ato ang mga taga-merkado pagkahuman. In fact, you know that our market vendors were temporarily placed dinha sa mga daplin-daplin lang. And we suffered ulan, init, para lang jud makapamaligya. And it took us also 2 years or more, or 2 years and 1 month, para punta makabalhin sa atong bagong merkado. But to tell you, along the way, there were a lot of meetings with the Ipil Central Market and Association, the local government unit ng Ipil. Maski na ganit diri ang among presensya diri sa sangguniang bayan ng Ipil, murag di na siguro maihap, asking for the help, asking for the support of the local government unit sa atong mga market vendors. But unfortunately, wala jud gihapon may napaabot kay tungod lagi sa kawadon sa pundo sa ato ang lokal nga pangagamhanan. Kami nalay mo finance diha sa paghimo og mga para lang jud mapahiluna ang ato ang mga market vendors. Subject for refund sa ato ang lungsod sa Ipil pinaagi sa pag-minus diha sa ato ang mga stall rentals. And that is why makita ninyo ang merkado nga nahapsay na, nasulod na, nabungkag na ang mga temporary shanty sa palibot. Pero gusto na kong mahibawan sa atong mga bisita that grabe ang sakripisyo sa ato ang mga fire victims. Doon ay mga tabang financial nga gihatag sa local government sa Ipil 5,000, 3,000, provincial government 3,000. Was that enough sa damages nga nahitabo sa MOA? And that's why we called out for the local government unit of Ipil to help us. Lagi kay wala lagi joy mahimo. That's why we asked, there were meetings, daghan nga meetings nga among gihimo. We requested the mayor nga unta makakita og insaktong pundo para nga ma-rehab ang atong merkado or whatsoever nga para mapahiluna na to ang ato ang public market. The plan was presented to us, appeal me didto. Siguro I do not know di sangguniang bayan og na present but kadto nga plan din. Ang palibot sa atong merkado butangan na kana siya og mga commercial stalls ang palibot so that all tanang lugar ma-maximize gyud nga mo income ang atong local government unit. Butangan og bag-ong building dito sa ubos kay base sa amo ang gihimo nga meeting og consultation pod nga gihimo sa LGU panguluhan sa atong halangdong mayor nga i-separate na ang atoang wet market dito na sa ubos, maghimog bag-ong merkado dito sa ubos. I-separate ang wet market. But pasabot nga ang ato ang okay. So kanang ato ang daan nga merkado that will be utilized by our vegetable vendors. Kani mga vegetable vendors sa ubos, di ba? If you notice na ikaduhang merkado diha sa ubos, which the local sa ubos, ibalhin sila dito tanan sa taas para kana nga merkado nina para na sa atuang wet market. Question, do we have funds for that? And that's why during our mga discussions, daghang mga discussions nga gihimo nahitabo, that's why we say that we will support the local government unit to engage in loan para lang maplastar ang atong merkado. One, what we requested the mayor. Ingon ko ni Mayor Ame, og pwede, ayaw na mga konsehal mo pa lakbay arala. Dapat ang taga-merkado mo ay mugoon lakbay aral. So we went to Maramag. Ang gihatag sa local government unit of Ipil ang suporta sa market vendors nga mo engage of loan. But for me, ningon gani ko, 40 million is not enough. Dili siya enough for to establish a public market. That's why siguro ingon ko, ang pwede siguro natong mahimo ana, lantawon ang isa ka progressive type of a plan sa public market, progressive siya. Kay dili jud ni enough ang 40 million pesos. So, perhaps dito na sa kuan niya, that will be discussed later on by the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil. Another thing, siguro mao na ni time siguro nga akong ipahibalo sa mga katawhan sa lungsod sa Ipil, labi na adre ang taga-media. Don't you know that originally in the approved subdivision plan of the late Luis Ruiz Sr. subdivision, the open space provided for sa public land subdivision plan ni Luis Ruiz Sr. was 4 hectares. 4 hectares. And when I was still member of the Sangguniang Bayan, na short na po ko sa ako ang time. But I even asked the previous administration to also do some research. Kanang 4 hectares because of our local officials nga wala nagpakabana sa property sa local government unit of Ipil, there comes a time that the RVSM executed a deed of conditional donation. Kanang 2 ka hektarya mo i-execute sa RVSM. And without our knowledge, gidawat po nato ng 2 ka hektarya. So ang nabilin nga 2 ka hektarya nibalik sa pangalan sa RVSM. Mao na nahitabo ang atong merkado nga naay kanang gipangpuy-an diya sa mga squatters. That's part of the 4 hectares. Nga wala gani nalihok po sa RVSM karon. So that's why ako niingon ako na before for the past administration trying to research for what's this? In-law nga pwede ba natong ma-reclaim ng ato ang kanang 2 hectares remaining dia. That's legal matters already. Mao ba nang kinahanglan jud siyang tun-an jud, no? So kana lang siguro for the meantime ang amoa in the part of the Ipil Central Market Association that we are also supporting in other items of the loan. Siguro maklaro naman siguro gi-justify naman na nila. Basta ang amoa lang dinha lang for the public market. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Well noted.
Honorable Chair, may I move that Honorable Kati Toraba will take over my place.
Motion granted. Next.
Thank you, Sir Joel Ebol, for sharing your thoughts. Next, visitor, Mr. Chair, we have here Engineer Arnel Santuyo. May I move, Mr. Chair, that Engineer Arnel Santuyo be recognized?
Engineer Santuyo
Here,
is recognized.
Thank you. We will move, Mr. Chair.
I just would like, because Mr. Please would like to speak now.
Because in the visitors
Slip.
slip, your name is written.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Anyway, I move, Mr. Chair, that Engineer Arnel Santoyo be recognized.
Engineer Santuyo is recognized.
Good morning to the presiding officer, Honorable Bob Chong, and to the distinguished SB members. This is only my second time to attend an SB session in this venue. We were here last time to air our sentiment pertaining the proposed loan of 165 million. And in behalf of the group, it was Mr. Roselier Briones who spoke as a concerted effort of all the groups who have agreed, and that he will be the designated speaker during the time. So, majority of us now are here with some new faces, are here to hear some arguments or maybe update on the development of the airing of our concerns. So, I just would like to also comment on what the president of the EPIL Central Market has said. as
Mr. Chair,
idiotic.
we will only hear the thoughts of the Engineer
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Arnel.
Okay.
He cannot comment on the statement of the other visitors who spoke earlier, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. Just air your sentiment. Engineer Santuyo.
Excuse me, if only I may air, I would like to speak as a geodetic engineer, not as a representative of any group now. Pertaining the claim of Mr. Ebol about the open space in Barangay Don Andres, wherein the market was constructed. While it's true that the open space is 4 hectares in all, only 2 hectares was donated to the LGU. But let me remind that in an open space, it is not only stated that only a market can be put up there. We also have to accommodate the school, the church, and other parks. So that's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the information. Let's proceed, Honorable Floor Leader.
Mr. Chair, we have here another visitor from the Menro office, Norberto B. Dagomo. Si Dagomo.
Norberto Dagumo is recognized. Please occupy the rostrum.
Ato Honorable Presiding Officer Wilfredo Babjong, the member of SB member of Municipality of Ipil, legal ng mga barangay president. Good morning. Ako si Norberto B. Dagumo, team leader, Bantay Sanctuary, Buluan Island, assigned under sa Mindro office. Nako karon representative sa among grupo sa mga GO. Gusto na ko ipaabot sa member of council nga this coming December, kabalo man gyud ta nga December, mura gyud nay kalipay namong mga GO nga makadawat mi og cash gift or bonus dayon amo pong sweldo. Kay sa pagkakaroon daghan pa gyud mga kauban namong GO nga wala nakadawat og sweldo. Kabalo man ta nga ang job order anytime pwede po na siya matanggal tungod kay di man regular. So Honorable Presiding Officer, ako lang ipabot nga una kung naami ba mi cash gift or bonus dayon ang sweldo na nga wala pa nadawat sa among kauban nga mga GO ug sa ako usab. Daghang kayong salamat.
I think this issue is aimed straight to us, directed to the member. So, any comment from the member?
Mr. Chair, may have the floor. Later part,
Have the floor.
we will hear our municipal budget officer. Later part, Mr. Chair.
Municipal budget officers around? Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
salamat.
Thank you.
Salamat. Noted na ang imuhang concern. We have here, Mr. Chair, Ms. Jerilyn Limpong and April Rose Ganog, also a job order.
Recognize.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I am Jerilyn Limpong Hipulan. Voluntarily represent myself in behalf of the JOs to raise our concern, which is naunta mapirmahan ng among supplemental sa among sweldo. Okay, as we all know, almost 4 months na nga walay sweldo, and coming ang Christmas and New Year, we also need panghanda, and we also have our daily needs, which is need yun na mo og kwarta. Then, as you can see, naadjud ang mga JO dira sa gawaso nga nang pakita na unta makaluyan mi nga unta mapirmahan ang amuang supplemental sa sweldo. Salamat sa pagpaminaw.
Thank you.
Also directed to us.
Yeah.
Any comment?
Mr. Chair, and the rest of the visitors are of personal concern, financial assistance. We will just request our staff, Mr. Chair, Ms. Ivy, during the recess.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, there are no more visitors. And we will proceed, Mr. Chair, to the privilege hour. Any members of this honorable chamber who wants to avail the privilege hour, you may do so by raising your hand so that you will be recognized by our presiding officer. Mr. Chair, please do recognize the Honorable Serafin Ramos,
Honorable
the good
Ramos
gentleman from
is
Lower
recognized.
Hawaii.
And the session is back to order.
La. Opinion naman. Mr. Chair, my distinguished colleagues in this august body, my fellow servants in government here present, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. During our last regular sessions on December 4, I was a bit confused why the Honorable Chair recognized on the floor one of our visitors, Mr. Rosilier Brunes, President of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, and allowed him to read his letter, which was addressed to the Honorable Vice Mayor himself. Of course, I submit that the Honorable Chair has all the right to do so under our internal rules, but what bothered me is that based on experience, similar letter would have been received first by the addressee. In this case, by the Honorable Vice Mayor, who may, when necessary, include it in the order of business. And after some discussions, if any, refer the same to the committee concerned for appropriate action. With due respect, the manner the matter was handled by the chair led me to believe that the farcical act of our guest was not only to stall efforts of our Honorable Mayor to pursue approved programs that will serve the common good, but most importantly, to malign us, local officials, with his unfounded and malicious allegations. And sad to say, I cannot help but suspect that it is with the conclusion of some of our honorable members, in particular, in reference to the approved LGU loan with the Development Bank of the Philippines in the amount of 165 million. I would have waited for the Honorable Vice Mayor to refer the said letter to the Committee on Ways and Means, which I chair for our appropriate action. However, in view of how worrisome that letter was dealt with, which in fact up to this time has not yet been referred to us, I am compelled to stand before you today to refute the allegations contained therein as follows. The proposed loan violates debt servicing limitations, Section 324B, Republic Act 7160. This is totally false. The approved loan of 165 million is within the net paying capacity of the LGU of 173.93 million as per certification issued by the BLGF. The loan application would not have been acted and approved by the bank without this certification, which is one of the basic requirements of the bank. In the first place, as to the loan's effect to the financial stability of the LGU, we have also obtained a monetary board opinion on the matter, it being another requirement of the bank. Moreover, the LGU had also obtained a certification of good housekeeping from the BLGF attesting to LGU's sound fiscal management. Attached for your security are documents mentioned. All these documents which the LGU submitted were accepted by the bank as compliant to the requirements. Hence, our loan applications was given due course and was in fact approved. Number 2, prior loan experience demonstrates lack of economic viability and public benefits. This is absolutely baseless allegation. We challenge them to substantiate this allegation. I ask them to just look around us and assess for themselves how the projects funded by those loans impacted to the LGU and its constituents. One of the purposes of the existing loans, which got the substantial portion of it, was this development, site development and constructions of the local government center. Let me ask them, how do they how do they see all the buildings and improvements now present in the municipal government center, insofar as contributions to the significant development in the municipality is concerned. Of course, the assessment could be relative because it always depends on where one stands and the level of one's sense of objectivity. But to be honest about it, we know exactly how our people feel, so proud of having such a government center. So how else can we fund this infrastructure involving huge amount except by obtaining loans from the bank? Most do the same. All these pieces of information can be obtained from the bank's periodic verification reports on the project finance. Assessment of its outcomes. As stated above, let those who ask see and make their assessments themselves. This can be relative, but the fact is majority of our people have benefited directly or indirectly with the projects and are happy about those projects. Demonstrations of its impact on public welfare and economic development, again, say for themselves, pay your taxes personally at the municipal hall or just find time to visit our government center and see how and where the money was spent. Do your marketing at our just recently renovated public market and assess for yourselves its contribution to our socio-economic development. Again, we ask you to be just truthful. Nevertheless, should you find any irregularity on how the previous loans were utilized, by all means, file a complaint with the government office concerned. You have all the right to do so. Just make sure to substantiate those allegations and prepare yourselves should we decide to take legal actions on some of your statements, and they said later we consider as malicious serious accusation. 3. Lack of feasibility study and transparency for the proposed loan. Sections 2C and 352 Republic Act 7160. Again, this is totally not true. Firstly, DBP, being a government development bank, will not grant a loan without a feasibility study. The bank evaluates the financial and economic impact, among many others, of every project that it finances. And it is particularly true when it comes to LGU loans, which can potentially be politicized. That's what is maybe happening to us now, and becomes problematic if not handled properly from the beginning. The bank prepared it themselves free of charge. Walay gibayran ang LGUs. Tanan mga charges free. If he and those other parties concerned would like to have a copy of all this, we can provide them this upon request. What they can do is just ask and not assume that there is none. Loan terms, interest rates, and repayment schedules are properly disclosed in the proposed ordinance authorizing the loan. all these documents which will be executed by the municipal mayor and ratified by the Sangguniang Bayan and the same proposed ordinance are public documents which are available to any party concerned. Again, what they should have done was just to simply ask a citation of sections 2C of Republic Act 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991 regarding public constitution is erroneous. This cited section of the law states it is likewise the policy of the state to require all national agencies and offices to conduct periodic consultations with appropriate local government units, non-governmental and people's organizations, and other concerned sectors of the community before any project or programs implemented in their respective jurisdictions. I wish to invite them instead to refer to Title 4, Credit Financing, Sections 295 to 303 of the Local Government Code of 1981, which governs LGU loans and other credit financing facilities available to LGUs. Nowhere in any of these sections of the LGC of 1991 mentions about requirements for public consultation or soliciting inputs from stakeholders. The ordinance authorizing the loans is being sought by the bank, Section 447(1)(3), Article 3 of the Local Government Code of authorize the municipal mayor to negotiate and contract loans and other forms of indebtedness. Thus, for the ordinance to be valid and enforceable, the majority vote of all the members of the Sangguniang Bayan is required. The Sangguniang Bayan members, being the duly elected representatives of the people, are the only ones who can properly and legally represent the will and protect the interests of the people. That's how it works. 4. Onerous and disadvantageous loan terms, Section 305A, Republic Act 7160. Again, this is another baseless allegation. While under Title 4, Credit Financing Provisions of the Local Government of 1981, LGUs are authorized to secure loans and financing from any private or government banks as far as we know. In practice, LGU obtains loan only from 3 banks: DBP, Land Bank of the Philippines, and Veterans Bank. These 3 banks compete with each other in getting the LGU's account. One of their most effective strategies is offering the lowest interest rate in the market and the most liberal terms in the industry. So onerous, obviously, either from DBP, LBP, or Veterans Bank, the loan always carry the lowest prevailing interest rate, or at least the most reasonable rate in the market. Repayment terms are usually based on the LGU's paying capacity, specifically from the 20% of the era, without unnecessarily jeopardizing other priority development projects of the LGU. terms and conditions are basically the same. And since all are government banks, none has the audacity to impose onerous interest and loan terms disadvantageous to the LGU. After all, these banks are LGU's partner in progress. Moreover, we local officials are not as dumb as they think to just accept onerous and disadvantageous loan terms. So I am truly lost of thought how they got the idea that any or these banks impose onerous and disadvantageous loan terms. If they ask, we will furnish them copies of all the documents pertaining to the loan once executed by Price. After all, these are public documents that any concerned citizens may obtain through proper protocols. I wish to clarify here also that the resolutions authorizing the municipal mayor to negotiate and apply for this loan with DBP was approved unanimously. Unanimously, meaning tanan, mga sangre members. On January 17, 2024, and if we may look into our records, the same members of the Sangguniang Bayan sitting at present approve it. It took, however, almost two years for the bank to negotiate for a loan with the LGU. But it was, we have received the notice of approval on November 7, 2024. In view thereof, of the long period that we waited for its approval in the interest of public service, it is imperative for us and the Sangguniang Bayan to act expeditiously and approve the proposed ordinance as required by DBP so that the loan can be availed of in due time. I really wonder why, now that the loan is already approved, there are already a lot of posts about it. Could it be because election fever has already started? I truly hope not. It is so soon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Kanatong tanan. Good morning.
Honorable Flor, let's proceed with the privilege. Is there still
Thank you,
anybody?
Honorable Ramos. Are there still members of this honorable chamber who wants to avail the privilege hour? Please raise your hand so that you will be recognized by our presiding officer. There being none, Mr. Chair, and we will proceed, Mr. Chair, with the reading and approval of the minutes of the previous session.
Please proceed, Honorable Flor.
Mr. Chair, I move to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous session and moving for the approval of the same.
I second.
Any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Discussion? Is there any discussion? Any objections? There being none, the motion is approved. Secretary, for the order of business.
Reference of the business, first reading. Let's proceed to other communications. Item A, annual budget for CY 2025 of Barangay Bakalan.
Mr. Chair, I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Appropriation and Finance.
This matter is referred to the Committee on Appropriation and Finance.
Item B, duly endorsed from the municipal mayor a copy of a MOA to be entered into by and between LGU EPIL and STII for the on-the-job training of their BSBA students.
Mr. Chair, I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions.
Referred to Committee on Rules.
Item C, a request from Mrs. Nelda T. Benzon, applicant developer, requesting to utilize their 5 lots located at Purok Santan, Gituan, this municipality from agricultural purposes to commercial purposes.
Mr. Chair, I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization.
Referred to Committee on Housing and Land Use.
Item D, duly endorsed from the municipal mayor, the complaint concerned from Gloria R. Basnilio, lodged through hotline 888 on the alleged unjust treatment of a barangay official of Barangay Lower Taway, Honorable Maria Lourdes Banlog, punong barangay of Lower Taway, this municipality.
Mr. Chair, I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Good Government.
Referred to Committee on Good Government.
Item E, Supplemental Budget Number 4, CY 2024 of the General Fund amounting to 16,536,107 and 28 centavo and NIDO 1,863,307.85, requesting for appropriate action and approval.
Mr. Chair, at this juncture, may I move for the suspension of the rules to accommodate our municipal budget officer to discuss further on this supplemental budget number 4, CY 2024.
Rules suspended.
To our honorable chair, to the members of the Sangguniang Bayan, good morning. Allow me to present the data for the supplemental budget number 4, 2024, and presenting to you what includes in this budget. And clarifying issues and clarifying false information that is already spreading in social media that the source of this supplemental budget to fund the wages of our job order and contract of services is out of the loan being applied by the local LGU of IPIL. So I just want everybody to know that that is false. In the first place, the loan was not yet approved by the Sangguniang Bayan through an ordinance. Next is it's not included in the menu for the application of loan. And the third, it's not really possible that to fund the wages of the JO and contract of services is out from the loan. So let me present to you supplemental budget is for wages of our job order and contract of services and some other concerns coming from the different office. And it also includes the financial assistance that will be given to indigent client nga nanginahanglan sa tabang sa ato ang LGU. That's why I'm here to beg with this honorable body to please allow and approve our supplemental budget kay daghan ang naghulat ni ani nga budget kay kini maghatag og sweldo sa ato ang mga workers diri job order and contract of service, and daghang kliyente pa nga naghulat to fund sa ilahang mga financial assistance. So, for the information of everyone, our source for this supplemental budget is out of the reversion of our current appropriation and reversion of continuing appropriation that remains to be unutilized. The question is, ngano mang karon ra siya appropriatan, why not in the annual budget? No, mo man ang anong naabot man og 3 months or 4 months allegedly nga giingon. So Para sa kasayuran sa tanan, ang kaning sweldo para sa JO contract does not only concern the executive, it also concerns the legislative. Both department, executive and legislative. Sweldo ni sa JO o contract of services both in the executive and legislative department, no? Continuing appropriation and current appropriation that remains unutilized. So meaning savings. Ma-determine siya at the later part of the year. Dili pa man ta ka-declare og savings in the middle part of the year because pwede pa na siyang i-implement. Why not now? No. So karon siya because nag-cut off na ta. So meaning whatever remaining appropriation nga unutilized, ma-declare na siya as savings. Kay dili na siya gamiton. So we can source that to fund our wages for JO and contract of services and other concerns nga gi-prioritize sa atuang local chief executive. Now we cannot question the wisdom of our local chief executive kung unsa ang iyahang tagaan og priority. Now the local chief executive wanted to give job opportunity for those people nga walay trabaho. That's why atong makita ngano wala siya na-include, ngano nakulang sa annual budget nga kinahanglan ta mag-supplemental. Yeah, that is the issue circulated already nganong wala sa annual budget, nganong sa supplemental budget because gikulang ang atong appropriation sa annual budget because gi-prioritize ato ang local chief executive and even the legislative department, not only the local chief executive, to give livelihood sa ato ang mga katauhan sa ipil nga hinahanglan og trabaho. That's why we waited for unutilized fund to fund the sweldo sa mga JO and contract of services. So, if you have further questions regarding our supplemental budget, I'd be willing to answer. If there is none, Mr. Chair, allow me to present and discuss regarding annual budget kay heads-on na lang tamo daan since the approval of the annual budget for 2025 should be done this year, not later than December 31. And unsa naman ta karon December 11. So gamay na lang ang time. Another heads up, dili lang ni siya ang last nga supplemental budget. We still have coming 2 supplemental budget to fund the other benefits of the employees. That is CNA. Nga dili po siya namo pwedeng isabay diri sa supplemental budget 4 kasi lahi po siya og source. Per guidelines, saving siya sa identified lang nga items. Dili siya saving sa bisag unsa. So we can also identify that upon checking kung wala na tayo bayro nun like office supplies, electricity, repair and maintenance. Kay kana lang ang pwedeng kuhaan og source for this other benefits for our employees. Another heads up is an additional benefit for employees for SRI, for regular employees, and gratuity for job order. Dili po siya pwede natong isabay. It should be another supplemental budget because the guidelines is yet to be released by the Department of Budget and Management. And that is, we are expecting later part of this month. So, we are expecting dapat, ang Sangguniang Bayan members, dapat naa-jud unta, makorum jud mo para maka-approve mo. Otherwise, kani siya nga mga benefits, dili na siya madawat sa mga empleyado if later than December 31. Dapat madawat siya within December 31. So not later than December 31. So that's all for the supplemental budget. But before I end, allow me to present and explain to you the reasons why the annual budget for 2025 was being deferred due to the reasons as manifested by one of the Sangguniang Bayan last session that accordingly daw is walay AIP, the budget process was not being followed, walay budget ceiling, walay budget forum conducted, and walay budget hearing conducted. So allow me to present to you, I have all the documents here to prove that all the budget process were undergone. No? From the issuance of budget call, it was received, I have here for the record, Mr. Chair, the call and the transmittal letter received by all offices, including the Legislative Department. Each of the Sangguniang Bayan member, including the Vice Mayor, received a copy of this call and even attended in the budget forum. Next is I also have, for the record, a call for a budget hearing and attendance to support that some of the Sangguniang Bayan here present naa siya sa budget hearing. Naa ang attendance sheet nga makapamatuod nga naa. So, everything was in order. Everything was kanang nag-agita o proseso. And even sa budget ceiling, we have here also for the record, Mr. Chair, is the transmittal letter received by each department, and that includes each Sangguniang Bayan, the Vice Mayor, the Secretary, sa atong budget ceiling. And for the information of everyone, the budget ceiling of the Sangguniang Bayan member 2024 compared to budget ceiling of the Sangguniang Bayan 2025 is almost 100% increase. Only Sangguniang Bayan had increased their budget ceiling among other offices here in LGU EPIL. So with the allegation that we did not follow budget process, I have all the documents to support my statement. And another reason is wala daw AIP. Let me show you the record, Mr. Chair, for the record. I have here the copy of the resolution approving the local annual investment plan, no? Resolution number 10-648-2024, a resolution approving the annual investment program of the municipality of Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay for calendar year 2025, and a resolution approving the local development investment program for 2023 to 25, 26 to 28. So, kay ang annual budget for the information of everyone, ang annual investment program dapat call out siya sa approved nga local development investment program. Dapat po ning local LDIP call out po siya sa 6 years comprehensive development plan. So ang annual investment program naa siya incorporated sa local development investment program sa atong LDIP. So this is the requisite before we will approve the annual budget for 2025. And all the plans is already incorporated in the annual investment program. As what one of the Sangguniang Bayan had manifested, nga wala daw yung mga plan. For the information of everyone, all the plans has been approved. Even our God plan, we already have a SB resolution. Our 5% calamity fund, we already have SB resolution. And all the plans is being incorporated inside the annual investment program, which was approved by this honorable body for resolution number 10-648-2024. So, heads up lang na ako ang Sangguniang Bayan that we need to approve our annual budget for 2025. Kay, if dili ninyo siya ma-approve in 2025, it's a mandate of the local government code for the Sangguniang Bayan to authorize the annual budget for the next year within the current year. And heads up sa mga supplemental budget that is still coming for the benefits of our employees and job order services and contract of services. That would be all if there's no other question.
Any comment? Any questions regarding the annual budget? Recess 5 minutes, unwind.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Lynn.
Therefore, I could say that it makes our legislative work more easier and more accessible to the public.
The signing of the Executive Order Number 249 on July 26, 1949 by the late President, His Excellency Elpidio Quirino, marked a very significant day for this municipality. Ipil, as the provincial capital of Zamboanga Sibugay, lies in the crossroad between Pagadian City, Zamboanga City, and Dipolog City, with 28 barangays and with a population of 64,139 based on the recent census, and with a land area of 36,690 hectares. Since 1949, the municipal government was situated at the Poblacion area. However, in 2022, the municipal government center was transferred here at Barangay Taway after the local officials and series of public hearings and consultations were conducted. The Honorable Mayor Animal C. Oligario holds office in this area. The Honorable Vice Mayor Ramses Roy D. Oligario and staff are situated adjacent to the office of the local Chief Executive. Likewise, the members of the local Sanggunian holds office in their respective offices manned with at least 2 or 3 legislative staff. The secretary to the Sanggunian and staff hold office adjacent to the session hall. The session is on live stream every Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. The local Sanggunian are strictly observing their parliamentary procedures, the significance of the maze, and the paperless system.
As head of the legislative body of this municipality, I always adhere to the national mandate. Our actions are anchored on our legislative agenda, which form part of the major thrust, programs, and activities of this administration incorporated in our executive legislative priorities. One major breakthrough we made in relation to effective legislation was to go on technological advancement. In 2019, we started the offline data banking and legislative tracking. However, after the pandemic, We realized we need to go on extra miles, and with the support of the local chief executive, we were able to go on paperless session as an amount of 2.2 million was allocated for the purpose. We consider it more advantageous on our part since we save paperworks, its accessibility through online, it is user-friendly. We maintain domain hosting and pay annually to sustain our program. Our live sessions can be accessed in the social media platform and Facebook. We have a website, www.sbepil.net, which can be accessible through our cell phones. Indeed, it is very advantageous considering we are already guided ahead our scheduled session. By going through the calendar business, that is why we will again move towards modernization.
Mr. Chair, may I have the floor?
The floor.
Mr. Chair, may I have the floor? Before we got into a recess, we are on the part of the supplemental budget number 4, CY 2024, of the general fund amounting to 16,536,107.28 and MIDO 1,860,307.85. Before discussing further, Mr. Chair, the Honorable Trixie Mil Palalon have something to say relative on this supplemental budget, Mr. Chair, on the approval of this supplemental budget number 4.
Honorable Palalon, you have the floor.
Good morning, everyone, to our presiding officer, no, to everyone who is listening sa tong live. I would like to clarify also the source of our sweldo sa mga JO. According to Ma'am Lynn, ganiya iyapong giklaro nga ang source sa sweldo dili gikan sa loan, gikan kini sa savings sa tuang munisipyo. So the supplemental was submitted here sa Sangguniang Bayan last Friday. And we know kaganiya daghang mga JO ang nag-express nga wala sila mga sweldo, and kabalumanta nga gikinahanglan kaayo nila kini kay padulong ang Pasko o ang ato ang New Year and daghan og panggastuan. Today, naa sa itong mga table the DILG opinion dated January 7, 2023, but the context of the opinion is from 2010. As a Sangguniang Bayan member, the DILG opinion of Municipality of Pagudpud is different from ours. So, lain-lain ang DILG opinion. So, also, we were also given a heads up that there was a DILG opinion stating that in approving or passing an ordinance in borrowing annual and supplemental needs qualified majority vote. So, dili lang daw simple majority vote. And the DILG opinion nga naa sa itong mga table karon pagsulod nato sa session is need simple majority. So, as Sangguniang Bayan member, no, dili pud ta ganahan nga they will take case upon us nga nag-approve lang taog supplemental without seeking legal basis nga okay lang ang simple majority vote. Kada lang, Mr. Chair, but nganong mag-seek pa man taog legality if pwede lang man ang ato ang mga Sangguniang Bayan members mag-present tatanan. Kinahanglan kaayo ni sa itong mga JO nganong dili man nato hatag na lang atong presensya since pa-end naman ato ang year. So, as your SK Federation President, as Sangguniang Bayan member, I am also seeking the presence of our colleagues diri sa Sangguniang Bayan para ato nang masweldohan atong mga JO, and dili na ta magkinahanglan mag-seek pa og DILG opinion and other related nga legal basis. Let us set aside that nga mangayo pa tawag legal basis kung kita tanan mag-approve aning supplemental budget nato. That would be all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Any more? Any other members who wish to express their sentiments? Since there's none, back to our floor leader. For the
Mr. Chair, in this situation, Mr. Chair, dili po ta gustong i-take na to ang risk, no? We are seeking the guidance and opinion of the Department of the Interior and Local Government. Kung kinahanglan jud unta nga mahatagan og kaning tsansa ba ang ato ang mga JOs. This endorsement was submitted from the office of the municipal mayor last Friday pa. So of course nakita na siguro sa ato ang mga kauban, nakita naman yun na nila nga there was an endorsement from the office of the municipal mayor. Klaro kaayo para sa sweldo sa ato ang mga JOs o sa ato mga contract of services. Lain-lain og interpretation ang ato ang mga MLGOOs. So to this, Mr. Chair, di po ta gusto nga mo compromise po ta sa ato ang decision. It might be on the later part sa kung sayop man galing ta ang charges diri sa tua. Kita ang magminghoy. So let's wait, Mr. Chair, for the opinion also of our MLGOO, si Sir Harvey Tagong, who is not around in this place at this moment. So we ask the indulgence of our workers, mga job orders and contract of services. Muhangyo lang mi kaninyo sa gamay nga panahon kay dili pud mi gusto nga makompromiso mi sa inani nga desisyon, kay gusto namo nga maka-come up sa insakto jud kung ang approval ba sa supplemental kay ang figure atong ginalantaw simple majority o kaning qualified majority votes. So mohangyo mi sa inyo ha, kabalumi nga naminaw mo ron sa inyo mga different nga mga offices, naminaw mo karon, mohangyo lang mi kay wala mi laing tumong para ra jud sa kaayuhan sa atong mga empleyado. But then gusto nato nga mapolish ni tanan, and we do hope our colleagues, other colleagues who are on leave at this moment be present also on the next regular session, kay wala may lain nga himuon kun dili mo present ra gyud ta para ma-count ang ato ang presence, then ma-count ang atong votes. So mo end ang year ang atong mga JOs nanginahanglan sa ato ang approval ani. So pasensya ato ang mga empleyado under job order and contract of services. Estudyuhan namo ni pagtarong, kabalumi sa inyong sentimiento, kabalumi unsay naa sa inyong kasing-kasing, but then among ginaagad nga dili pud mi mo face o charges in the future. So Mr. Chair, with this I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Appropriation and Finance.
Second, any objection? None, the motion is approved. Referred to Committee on
Appropriation and Finance.
Appropriation and Finance. Any more? Honorable Floor Leader. Honorable Floor Leader for the committee report.
Committee report. Committee report, sir.
Are there members of this honorable chamber who has committee reports? Please raise your hand. If there are none, this humble representation, Mr. Chair, would like to render a committee report. Four- 496. 497. Committee report number 497 on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions. The subject is the deed of donation from the National Council on Disability Affairs, represented by its Executive Director, Glenda D. Relova, with the local government unit of IPIL for the donation of 1 unit desktop computer to be used in the office of the persons with disability affairs. So, the remarks and recommendations of the committee to which was referred the above subject for review. Upon review, the committee find it appropriate, consistent, thus recommending the deed of donation to be entered into by the National Council on Disability Affairs with the local government unit of IPIL for the donation of 1 unit desktop computer. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 497.
Any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Motion approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, the Honorable Anamel C. Oligario, to sign the deed of donation to be entered into by the National Council on Disability Affairs with the local government unit of IPIL, and moving and authorizing the same to sign for and in behalf of the local government unit of IPIL. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Second. Discussion, the motion. Discussion? Amendment? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Another committee report number 498, Mr. Chair, still on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions, endorsed from the Office of the Municipal Mayor, a draft ordinance, an ordinance establishing an integrated system to prevent mendicancy in the municipality of Ipil, creating the Anti-Mendicancy Board, and providing penalties thereof. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions, to which the above subject matter was referred for review. Upon review, the committee cited that Ipil is facing with the presence of mendicants in different areas of the municipality, of which we consider one of the major rising problems. It erodes human dignity for the person begging and promotes behavior in himself which endangers life and property of society. It also breeds crimes, creates traffic hazards, endangers health, and exposes mendicants to a life of ridicule, danger, and degradation. And there is an immediate need to respond with compassion to eradicate and prevent mendicancy in the municipality and provide appropriate services to enable mendicants to meet their basic needs and develop self-reliance. To this, the committee therefore is recommending to calendar the draft ordinance establishing an integrated system to prevent mendicancy in the municipality of Ipil, creating the Mendicancy Board, and providing penalties of violation thereof. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 498.
Any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Motion approved.
Committee report 499, still on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances, and Resolutions. The subject is the memorandum of agreement to be entered into by the Dr. Aurelio Mendoza Memorial Colleges with local government unit of Ipil for the on-the-job training of 3 Bachelor of Science in Business Administration students for second semester school year 2024-2025. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Ordinances and Resolutions to which the above subject matter was referred for review. Upon review, the committee find it appropriate, consistent with law. Thus, the committee is recommending to allow the memorandum of agreement to be entered into by the Dr. Aurelio Mendoza Memorial Colleges and local government unit UPIL for the OJT of the 3 BSBA students, provided that the students shall undergo a drug testing to any accredited DOH drug testing center in the municipality as provided in the municipal ordinance number 10-675-2024 for proper evaluation and monitoring. The committee would like to remand back the said request to DAMC for proper guidance and recommending further to consider the recommendation set forth by the committee. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 499.
I second, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? Motion is approved.
Endorsed from the office of committee report number 500, Mr. Chair, 500. From the Committee on Appropriation and Finance, the subject is endorsed from the Office of Municipal Mayor, requesting to change the title of the position currently held by Mr. Wilter G. Larena under the Bids and Awards Committee or the back office from Administrative Assistant 4 to Administrative Assistant 4 Bookbinder 4. Remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Appropriation and Finance, to which was referred the above subject matter, referred the same to the Local Finance Committee for technical assistance on the preliminary review of such requests for change of position title of Mr. Wilter G. Larena's position from Administrative Assistant 4 to Administrative Assistant 4 Bookbinder 4 under the Office of the Municipal Mayor. And then thereto, please be advised that said position have the same salary grade, hence it has the same salary and benefits. Mr. Chair, the Sambo representation is committed to sponsoring an ordinance for the change of position, aforementioned position under the office of the municipal mayor. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report 500.
Any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Motion for adoption is approved.
Committee report number 501, a request from the municipal mayor for the creation of 2 administrative assistant 4, bookbinder 4, salary grade 10, step 1, under the Human Resource Management Office or the HRMO. The remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Appropriation to which the above stated matter was referred for review, evaluation, and consideration. The Honorable Mayor Anamel Oligario has submitted a request for the creation of 2 administrative assistant bookbinder 4 salary grade 10 step 1 positions. However, upon verification and consultation with the budget office, it was determined that there are no available appropriations for CY 2024. Nevertheless, this humble representation committed to sponsoring an ordinance for the creation of the aforementioned positions under the Human Resource Management Office in proper time. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report number 501.
I second, Mr. Chair.
Motion approved.
That would be all, Mr. Chair, for the 2 committees. Thank you.
Continue, floor leader, for committee report.
Are there more members of this honorable chamber? Mr. Chair, please do recognize the Honorable Ramos for
Honorable.
his committee report.
Honorable Ramos is recognized.
Please do use the microphone so that it will be
Hello.
recorded.
Committee on Ways and Means. Committee report number 496. Subject, an ordinance authorizing the loan of the municipality of EPL Sambuanga Sibugay in the amount of 165 million with the Development Bank the Philippines. The Committee on Ways and Means, to which was referred the draft ordinance number 496 introduced by Honorable Catherine M. Turalba, entitled an ordinance authorizing the loan of the municipality of Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay, in the amount of 165 million with the Development Bank of the Philippines, and has the honor to report it back to the Sangguniang Bayan with the recommendations that the same be approved, considering that the amount applied for is within the borrowing capacity of LGU Ipil as certified by the Department of Finance, Bureau of BAGF. The borrowing capacity of LGU Ipil is 173.95 million against our proposed loan of 165 million, or a difference of 8.93 million. The purposes of the loan, as shown in Section 4 of the proposed ordinance, have been carefully studied and found it to be useful in attaining the basic services of our constituents in the 28 barangays. I move for the adoption of the committee report number 496. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? There being none, the motion for adoption is approved.
Are there more committee reports? I think there are no more committee reports, Mr. Chair, and we will proceed.
Madam Secretary.
Let's proceed to the business for the day, second reading. Item A, an ordinance declaring Bayan Kong Pinagmulan as official hymn of this municipality. Laid on the table. Item B. Item B, adoption of Paling QR code program to be implemented in this municipality.
Mr. Chair, I move that matter, that proposed municipal ordinance be calendared again on the next regular session for further discussion and deliberation. Thank you.
Calendared for the next session.
Item C, an ordinance setting guidelines on the retirement of Barangay Agri-Fishery Program Coordinators, BAPCO, and providing funds thereof.
Proponent.
Mr. Chair, I move to reschedule this said proposed ordinance in the next regular session.
Scheduled.
Item D, an ordinance revising the market code of the municipality of Ipil under the management of supervision of the Municipal Economic Enterprise Office, MIDO.
The proponent.
I also move to reschedule this proposed ordinance in the next regular session.
Rescheduled for the next regular session.
Item E, an ordinance revising the slaughterhouse code by transferring its supervision from Municipal Economic Enterprise Office, MIDO, to the Municipal Agriculture Office, MAO, and institutionalizing additional provisions thereof.
The proponent.
I still move to reschedule this proposed ordinance in the next regular session.
Reschedule next regular session.
Other matters, sir?
Other matters.
Mr. Chair, for consideration, I have still one committee report that I forgot to render, Mr. Chair. Recess for 1 minute, Mr. Chair.
Recess 1 minute.
For consideration, committee report number 502 on the Committee on Rules, Ordinances and Resolutions. The subject is the endorsed letter from the office of the municipal mayor for the deed of usufruct for the use of real estate property between the local government unit of EPIL and the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, or the PCSO, for the proposed use of old municipal cooperative building located at Barangay Poblacion, this municipality. The remarks and recommendations of the committee to which was referred, the said deed of usufruct hereby consider consistent with law, appropriate, thus recommending the approval of the deed of usufruct to be entered into by the local government unit of EPIL and the PC, the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes, represented by Assistant General Manager for Gaming, Arnel and Casas. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the committee report number 502.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Motion for adoption approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for a resolution approving the content of the deed of usufruct for the use of real estate property between the local government unit of EPIL and the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Discussion? Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Another resolution, Mr. Chair, authorizing the local chief executive to enter into a deed of usufruct with the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office for the use of real estate property located at our old municipal cooperative building at Barangay Poblacion, this municipality, and authorizing the same to sign the deed of usufruct in behalf of the local government unit of EPIL. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Discussion? Discussion to the motion? Any amendments? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved. Any more? Back to other matters.
Mr. Chair, for other matters, I ask the indulgence of our TODA president in the person of Mr. Arnel Sevilla. He was around during the visitors hour, but the visitor slip was dropped on the floor, so he was not able to see us in this honorable chamber. It may be next time. Na-adjoy kuan ba unta katong sticker note bitaw, sticker note. Kaya di na to mapansin nga mahagbong siya. So he was not able to share his thoughts regarding the tricycle operators and drivers associations concern, being the president of the TODA. I air this, Mr. Chair, so that Mr. Arnel Sevilla could also understand. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any more? Other matters? None.
If there's any other matters from the chair, I move to adjourn.
Any second?
Second.
The 125 session of the Sangguniang Bayan is hereby adjourned.